Does the valuation of your startup hit the mark with potential investors? Watch this episode of Tomorrow's Tech. A senior investor and now director of strategy, profit and performance at New Horizon Solutions, Graeme Linklater joins us on the show. Welcome, Graeme.
Thank you for having me.
How can entrepreneurs ensure they are perceived to be reasonable in how they value their technology startups?
The entrepreneurs need to ensure that their emotional attachment to their valuation is removed. They can do that in three ways. They can do that firstly with new equity coming in. The equity needs to be around 20 to 30% of coming in. The 5 or 10% offering is not attractive to an investor. Secondly, the timelines that they're working towards in delivering their milestones and commercialising their technology to date need to be able to be demonstrated. If they can demonstrate that, they can substantiate their valuation. And finally, the investors need to know that they have experience around the table for them to actually learn from and for them to actually mentor them through the phases of this commercialisation.
That's great perspective, Graeme. Now, do investors invest in businesses or people?
The investor invests in the actual business as well as the person. Firstly, on the business side, the business must have actually show that they actually have a problem that is needed to be solved. The secondly is that problem actually has to have an addressable market that is large enough to get a good return, or in an investor's eyes, an exceptional return. Secondly, it's the person, the entrepreneur that must be able to demonstrate that they can actually deliver the technology. Also, they've actually got the passion. There's a passion that they need to show that they're actually willing and want to actually get that investment through.
Absolutely. And as a senior investor, Graeme, how do you advise technology entrepreneurs who are raising capital?
My top advice to the entrepreneurs is that they need to take a long-term view in their capital raising. This is a journey that takes a lot longer than the entrepreneur actually envisages. The investors know this pathway. Through that, they've also considered that there will be future dilution events and future valuations required. To actually achieve that, the entrepreneur needs to demonstrate that there are milestones that they're meeting. If they're meeting those milestones going through this phase, say in the first round of equity, the second round becomes a lot easier to raise. It also helps that the valuation will be increasing, but the dilution on the original investor is actually a lot less.
And what could be the problem if a long-term view is not taken?
The problem with not taking a longer-term view is the entrepreneur takes their focus away from the operation. When it's taking their focus away from the operation, they're not developing the technology on the pathway that they actually envisaged and told the investor moving forward. With taking that focus away, you take longer. When you take longer, you need more cash.
Thank you for your experience, perspective, and for sharing your insights with us today. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And if you like this episode and want to access more deep insights to the hard questions, please follow our Tomorrow's Tech LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our Tomorrow's Tech YouTube channel. For now, thank you, be the movement, and see you next time on Tomorrow's Tech.
Tomorrow's Tech, presented by 3 Dot Digital.